Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie. Welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. Today I have a new special project we haven't done here, which I will explain in a minute. I am coming to you late, but that is because I had a wonderful visit with my sister, who I don't get to see very often as she lives out of town. And tomorrow's her birthday, so we were able to spend time with her and have some nice hors d'oeuvres and just visit and relax, and it was really great to see her. So you know, family first, but you're my second family, my YouTube family, so I'm coming to you obviously with a great tutorial. I hope you'll enjoy it. It is something we've not done before. I have not started on the Sand and Sea fun box from Sam's Beads, so I thought this would be a fun box to use, or some of the beads from it, on the project that we're going to do today. And what we're going to do today, let's just show some of these beautiful beads off. I believe I did an unboxing, but we've got some crackle glass here, some really pretty textured glass. I love these. Got some cool little cube beads, which are going to be fun, and maybe a few, I don't know, these might be too big, but we'll pick and choose some things, and it's going to be really a fun project. So what are we doing? That's the question. Well, we're going to make a ring. So I have a ring mandrel here. If you don't have a ring mandrel, I would recommend investing in one. They're not that much money. I saw some on Amazon for like $7 to $10. This one's plastic, and it's got just the sizes of the rings. And then we're going to use some 18 gauge wire and some 26 gauge wire. And this is going to be one of those things that you can probably customize if you want. And of course, you're going to customize with what beads you choose. We are going to need some head pins. I've got some with the little balls at the end. You can also use a regular head pin with a seed bead at the end for extra color if you would like. That's up to you. We're going to use nippers or flush cutters, flat nose pliers, possibly bent nose pliers, we'll see, round nose pliers, and anything. You know, I love this Xyron just for wire working. This is pretty much a wire work project, and it's going to go pretty quick. So I don't anticipate this will be a very long video, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do first is make our main ring size. Now, I know what my ring size is. I've got big fingers, so I'm going to be using size 10, and I'm going to be pulling about 17 inches of this 18 gauge wire. So let me just measure that out. You may or may not want to use that much. That is going to be designer's choice, and you'll see why in a minute. So I am pulling approximately 17 inches of wire. I'm going to try not to smack the camera, but we're going to. Yeah, I haven't made a ring on this channel. I don't make rings, but I was doing a little research last week and saw something that sparked my creativity. I did change it up a little so I could make it my own. I test drove it. So this is actually something I have done. Normally, you know, I wing my designs, and I am winging it as far as what we're going to add to this. But the actual ring structure I did test out. And then, so once you have your wire, you're gonna, of course, warm it, okay, with your hands, and you'll have to, and the reason I say you can vary the length is you want this to wrap around many times, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So I'm going to start with this piece, and you're just going to wrap it around. It's a little tough to get started, but then you'll And you want to get it as close, I'm going to try to keep from smacking the camera, but you want to get as close to the other one as possible. And you're just going to keep wrapping and take your time. Keep wrapping. You have to hold it in place with your thumb. And then you may have to, halfway through, you're going to probably have to run your hand through the other half. No problem. Gonna wrap some more. I'm struggling a little because I don't want to smack the camera. Off camera, it's a little easier to do because you're not underneath something. So I recommend don't be underneath something when you're making this. Okay. So here is our spiraled ring, and what we're going to do now is we're going to bend these ends into a loop, and I think this might be, I don't need this much. I'm going to cut some of this. Cut over here. And these don't have to be perfect. You'll see why in a minute. So then you have this kind of spring looking thing with two ends. And we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're just going to make loops on either end. And depending how many dangles you want, if you want to put a lot of dangles, make a bigger loop. I'm just going to make a medium-sized loop. Just like this. So there's one. We're going to go on the other side and make another one. Wants to get caught in there, that's okay. All right. Now if you want those more even, that's fine. I kind of like them off center, but if you want them closer together, you just have to like measure, make sure they're gonna meet in the middle. You can also squeeze it, which is another idea. Now you can leave the ring like this if you want lots of coils showing. What I did and what I'm going to do now, and this is also designer's choice, is I'm going to take this 26 gauge wire, if I can find the end. Hello. There we go. Yeah, my sister doesn't live in North Texas. And she felt the heat today, boy. I think it was 101 today. She was just like, wow, it's hot. We had a fan on in the kitchen. We did a little bit of cooking. I made cucumber soup that you eat cold. It's a perfect thing for summer. I actually do have a video when I first started making videos on this channel on how to make it if you're ever curious. But it's just a chilled cucumber soup that when you're hot, it's like the perfect thing to munch on. So I'm just wrapping this 16 gauge wire. I'm gathering the coils of the ring over by that loop that I made. And I am just gathering them at the top and I'm wrapping this wire. Now, it does take a second to get it going, but once you do, it's pretty fun to wrap. And this is a pretty long piece. I would say it's another 17 inches. We may not use all of this, but it's very, very pliable, the 26 gauge. And we're just gonna basically wrap. Let me see if I can get a little closer to you so you can see what I'm doing. You just want to neatly wrap your 16 gauge. And you could wrap all the way around if you wanted. You could wrap into several sections if you want. I'm just doing the top. I like for my rings to be comfortable, and this kind of splays out and is more comfortable to wear, I find. Just make sure if you do wraps at the bottom that when you cut this, you cut it somewhere on the side where it's not going to poke your skin. So now I'm going to push these a little bit closer. And that's what's fun about this, is the wire will kind of help you make a shape or not, depending. I am doing looser coils through here because this is going to be covered in a minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get my wire over to this side. It is going to want to kink on you. Just take your time. All right, now we're on the other side of the other loop. We're going to keep going. And I'm not really counting my wraps, but I'm going to try to do what looks about the same on that side as far as width of my wraps. You could count if you want. I didn't. Most of this will get covered by what we're going to do next, but we're just going to keep going. And you can play around with how tight you want it as well. We're getting close to the end. Okay. Now then, we're going to cut this on the side or close to it. Again, we don't want it to poke our skin. Okay. And then you can come in with your flat nose and kind of work harden this so that it's flat. Just kind of give it a squish, a squish. There are many different ways to make rings, and I don't really make many, but I'm determined to learn. And I saw something that I modified. So now we have our wider bands down here. And if you wanted, you could squeeze these together and make it more solid. You could just do sides. You know, play with it, make it yours, play with it. But now we have these two loops here. So what we're going to do with these two loops is we're going to hang a bunch of dangles. So we have these head pins with balls on the end, and I thought it would be fun to just pick up a variety of things and start attaching them to our loops. So let's see, we have, let me pull some of these out. These little square beads are really cute. Some pretty shell bead would be nice. I like these. I like this. And you're only stopped by how many you want to put. You know, like I said, if you make bigger loops, you can add more dangles. Let's see. I think that might be enough. So then just, it's playtime. So let's see, we'll add a square bead. You could put some pretty bead caps too. Maybe so that's going to be one dangle. I think just for the sake of the video, I'll do about 5 or 7. But you could go wild and make a whole bunch. It'd be fun to just make a whole bunch of rings. And if you have these ring mandrels, you know, if you ever go to fairs or stuff and you sell your stuff, you can make the same ring but in different sizes. And these rings don't take long to make. So, you know, good gifts too. If you want to give gifts out, if you know your family's ring size or your friend's ring size, you can make a whole bunch. But once you get the dangles on, it's super cute. Let's see. So there's one. Let's do this guy. I think he's pretty long, so we'll just do him by himself. I don't know if you all remember rings. There were these rings in the 70s that, you know, moved around. I think they were called puzzle rings. Well, there's the Turkish wedding rings that come apart. Those are cool. They're more intricate and braided, but these rings had like little circles in them and they would spin around. I don't know if you all remember those or not. My mom had a friend that had a bunch of those and she would wear them, and I was always fascinated with them. And this is going to be kind of, these aren't going to spin around, but there's going to be a lot of movement because they're dangles. So that's what's going to make the ring fun when we get done adding everything. So let's see, let's do a really pretty shell bead next. Let's do more gold. Yeah, I haven't touched this Sam's bead box yet. And I just got noticed that I've got a bargain bead box coming, and I've ordered the new soft flex kit, and I've got summer camp coming from Jesse James Beads, so I was like, oh, I better I better get moving on the Sam's box. Now this one I didn't use, I just used a regular head pin. I don't think it matters. If you know, want to use a variety of head pins, you could mix up your metals too. That would be cool. You know, you could do, in fact, you could have used silver to wrap. That would add a nice little technique. And then do silver head pins and do a mixed metal. That would be cool. Let's see, let's do a little aqua and a saucer bead and a blue bead. Love these little square beads. Those are really fun. It's a fun shape. And I love this saucer bead. So let's see, this will be 4 dangles. And as you can see, even the dangles don't take super long. You can make a whole bunch of dangles and then make the rings and then have a whole assembly line going. I have a feeling a lot of people in my family are going to get rings for Christmas. I mean, why not? I mean, might even make a whole bunch and let them pick. You know, you can customize these too. And if you're using, you know, a lot of people like birthstone jewelry. You could do, you know, if you know somebody's birthday, you could do, oh, so look what I did. I just broke my, yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful when you're, darn it. It happens to the best of us. Let's just make another one. Yeah, these are crystal, so they crack, and the same thing with, what you call it? Glass, what are the seed beads? Yeah. A lot of times I'll use seed beads as spacers, and I got to be careful. So let's be a little more careful this time. That's a shame. That was cute. All right. It happens. No worries. We have much more. We have many more beads. We got a lot of those square beads in this mix. It's a real pretty mix. I love the Sam's bead box. That's another one I enjoy, and I think he has collaborated a lot with Softflex. So check him out, Sam's bead box, if you've not ever checked him out. And also, he has a lot of Facebook stuff. He does live sales, all kinds of cool stuff. So let's see, let's do our, this is kind of a swirly, pretty bead. Maybe we'll add gold to the top of it. Yeah, I like his bead boxes. There's a lot of thought that goes into his, which I appreciate. And I can really visualize the way that he describes it when you get the boxes. He gives you a nice explanation of how he came up with the theme, and it's very inspiring. It's very, helps you kind of get those creative juices flowing. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 5, let's do 6 and 7. Do gold and blue. Let's do blue. I don't know what happened to these head pins. They got, it's like somebody came along and stepped on them, poor things. That's all right. We know how to straighten wire. You just need to warm it and give it a little love. Give it a hug. Hug your wire today. Wire needs love too, not just the beads. All right. So this is fun. I mean, I was thinking too, some Halloween rings would be cute with little ghosts. I like cute Halloween. I don't like scary Halloween, but if you like scary Halloween, you know, you can do the whole blood severed finger thing. I'm not going to do that, but I do like the cute little ghosts and pumpkins, and be very cute for Halloween. You could even get some the gunmetal wire that looks black. Be very cute. You could do craft wire with, you know, they come in colors. The possibilities are endless with these dangle rings. I'm not sure how this is going to work on our ring, but we'll see. I just can't resist using it because it's so cute. Little wavy saucer. critter ring would be cute too. I almost thought about doing a critter ring with like turtles and fishies, and definitely do a critter ring. That would be fun for fall. Little leaves, fall leaves, and an owl charm, or owl charms and leaf charms, or some check glass leaves. Like I said, the possibilities are endless. So I'll definitely start adding rings to my repertoire, I think. There's many ways to make them. This is just one way. There's all kinds of ways, which I'm determined to learn. So I may bring you more ring. If you like this, if you like doing a ring project, this is the first time I've ever done one. I've done 100 and, if you believe it, 145 videos, and I've not done a ring. Except for I did show some rings that I did in summer camp last year, where I learned how to do peyote stitch, but I didn't actually do a tutorial. All right, so we have our ring. We've got about 7 dangles here, and we're just going to start adding. We're going to start adding our dangles. So you're just going to open like you would any loop, and just start adding your dangles. And we'll let gravity help us. We're just going to. I think I'll do. Four here, and then we're going to open this side. We'll add 3 here. And like I said, you could make these loops closer together. There's our dangle ring. Isn't that cute? And fun? And I just can't, like, if you like to play with your jewelry, this is a really fun project. And you could wire wrap a bead here too. If you have space and you want to do that, we could try and do that maybe. You know, like that. Or I was thinking about this guy. Yeah, maybe we'll wrap him on there. A little extra to our project. So I'm going to take the 26. Now, this I have not tried. But, you know, if the space doesn't bother you, which it doesn't bother me, but if you want to add something there, let's see what that looks like. Just out of curiosity, I want to try that. And like I said, you can make your loops closer. And then you don't have any space. That's fine too. Oh, and if you break a bead, be very careful because it's very sharp. I've already cut myself today because this crystal stuff, yeah, it's glass and it will cut you. But this is a very pretty check bead. I like it. So we'll add it to our design. And I would probably do this before you put the dangles on, because they're going to get in the way. But since I've already made this, I'm going to wing it. I don't recommend it though. I would definitely take these dangles off first if you're going to put something in the middle. This 26 gauge wire is really nice to work with. Just have to be careful you don't kink it. So I kind of do the push-pull method. So I push it through here and then I pull. And that seems to work. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I think I have a few wraps that I've done already. They're not the neatest wraps on the planet, but they'll do. Let's see, I want to make that just a little tighter. The other nice thing about the 26 gauge wire is it's very easy on the hands. I'm just wrapping this other side a few more times. Yeah, those dangles want to get in the way. Live and learn. They are so cute though. I love it. So many possibilities. Okay. I think we're good. I could have made that tighter, and I probably will off camera. But I would recommend, if you do decide to add a bead in the center, that you put that on first. And then put your dangles on. I'm just gonna make sure that these are work hardened like the others. Cute. I like it. I love the dangles. And you could do several loops and just have, oh, got a little piece sticking out there. Make sure you get all your little pieces tucked in. You may have to play with it a little to get it to the right spot where it's not going to stick out and poke you. It's just something you'll have to play with, but what fun and easy. Not very time consuming at all. You can wrap, like I said, down here. You can put the loops closer together. You could do one big loop. You could, there's just a myriad of possibilities. And then as far as theme goes, you know, you got some cute charms. You want to do like a fall themed with leaves, that'd be adorable. Some little owls and some squirrels and some leaves. Obviously the beach theme like this. You could do a Halloween. And this is the back. So it's very comfortable to wear. And, you know, if you like stuff that moves on your hands and you like to fidget, how fun. And it's going to catch people's eye, because if you're talking or moving your hands like we all do, this is just going to keep moving. It's going to be a conversation piece, I think. So yeah, this turned out pretty fun. I'll have to make more. You'll see some of these show up in some finished jewelry updates, I think. And what a great way too to use leftover beads. Like, you know, the bead boxes that we do get, you might have just some random leftover beads, and you can also pull beads from your stash. And what a great way to use up those beads. You can do the same thing with bracelets, but this is just a quick, nice little project, I think. So let me know in the comments if you like this idea. Give it a try. Those of you who are in the Facebook group, make one of these. Let us see. Do a themed one maybe. Or with the color theory that we've been doing, you know, like primary colors would be adorable, or any color combination that you like. There were a lot of comments. I did post some pictures of different color combinations that everybody really liked. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, I'd love to have you. Very nice group of people. think we've got about 70 or 75 members, and everybody is super kind and very pumped and excited to be inspired. And that Facebook group is called Marcie Creates. And if you don't want to do that, I also have a Pinterest board that you can follow for inspiration called Marcie Creates, one word, and then Studio. And I will link those all in my description, as well as Sam's beadbox, link to him. If you want to subscribe to these, they're $45 a month. He gives you beautiful check beads, lots of different gorgeous beads, and then he always has, like I said, a really nice description of what he picked and when or why. And he's just a cool guy. So do check out Sam's beadbox and do try one of these. I really want to see if you've made one. I'd love to just see the different varieties that come out of this, because like I said, the possibilities are endless. So thanks for watching tonight. Sorry that it's late, but you know, had to visit with the sis. I only get to see her, you know, so often. And thank you so much for subscribing and all your kind comments. I really do appreciate it. And more coming to you. And what else can I say? You guys are the greatest. I mean, I have some of the nicest subscribers. I don't know how I got so lucky, but I did. And I appreciate your time. Take care of yourselves and your family. Be safe. I'll see you on the next video. And give this a try. Take care.